One of the most embarrassing symptoms in pregnancy is bladder leakage, or in other words, peeing your pants. This happens because of the hormonal and postural changes which negatively affect your pelvic floor muscles here in pregnancy. And because the pelvic floor assists with bladder control, that's why bladder leakage can start happening in pregnancy, and it can persist beyond pregnancy if not addressed right away. My name is Sophie, and I'm a pelvic health physiotherapist specialized in maternity care, and today I'll share my top 3 exercises to fix bladder leakage in pregnancy so it does not become your reality as a new mom. Furthermore, if you would like to get this exercise program with all of the instructions and parameters for your home practice, comment "help" down below and we will send it to you. The first exercise, I call it the bladder relaxation exercise. So this exercise is excellent when you leak on the way to the bathroom following bladder urgency, which is basically just a very strong urge to pee. So the first thing you want to do with bladder urgency is to try and calm down the bladder, first and foremost. Running to the bathroom is the worst thing you can do in this situation because it just escalates things and you are more likely to leak in these conditions. You know, in CPR courses, they always say, when you're the first responder at an accident scene, stay calm, because if you start running around and screaming out of your lungs, it will just escalate things and the injured person will be even more panic, right? Same thing with your bladder here. When you have urgency, your bladder is anxious, panic, needs reassurance. So responding with a calm attitude without rushing to the bathroom is the best thing you can do here. Got it? So what I want you to do instead is when you start feeling that bladder urgency, sit down or lean against a wall and take 5 to 10 deep breaths into your belly to just kind of move the focus away from your bladder and just patiently wait for the urgency to subside as you're doing that. It can take a few minutes, okay? So just be patient. And while you are doing these deep breaths, another thing that can be helpful is to apply pressure on your perineum here between the vagina and the anus. If you're sitting, you can simply put your hand there or sit on a bulky shirt or whatever you have on hand and straddle it. And that pressure on the perineum has some weird connections to calm down the bladder muscle. So it's really worth giving it a shot. Once the urgency has subsided, you can slowly walk to the bathroom and empty your bladder. And normally, if you get the urgency under control, you should be able to hold your bladder until you get to the toilet. Again, you can type "help" in the comments below to get all of these instructions written down so you don't forget. Exercise number 2 is the quick squeezes. So this exercise is great for mamas who experience urine leaks with sneezing or coughing. What you will do is squeeze and lift your pelvic floor for 2 seconds and then release for 2 seconds and repeat 10 times. If you don't know how to contract and release your pelvic floor, check out my playlist Pelvic Floor 101 for moms in the description below for more details. All right, ready? Go. Squeeze, release. 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 Great job! I would recommend doing 2 sets of 10 reps a day of this exercise at different times. Another pro tip for leakage with sneezing and coughing is to squeeze your pelvic floor before and during you sneeze or cough in order to properly close the bladder sphincter and avoid leakage. It would look like this: squeeze, sneeze, achoo, and release. Try to make a habit of it every time you sneeze or cough. You may not always be successful, but as you practice, you will get better at it. And the exercise we just reviewed together will help you work on that coordination of your pelvic floor so you are more and more successful when you are sneezing and coughing. Exercise number 3 is the long squeezes. This one is recommended if you leak urine when walking or exercising, or if you're not sure when your leaks are happening. This is an endurance exercise where we will hold the contraction for up to 10 seconds. So let's see if you can hold your pelvic floor contraction for 10 seconds without letting go here. So I want you to squeeze and lift your pelvic floor muscles around your vagina and hold that contraction for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and now release for 2 full breaths. Were you able to hold it the whole time, or did you let go before the 10 seconds was over? If you could not hold it for the full 10 seconds, start with whichever duration you were able to hold it for, and you can start building up from there. So now let's do a full set together. Squeeze. Release. 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 Last one. Squeeze. Release. Awesome. I would recommend doing 2 sets of 10 reps a day for this exercise. If you're feeling overwhelmed with all of these recommendations and you're worried about forgetting everything I said, no problem. Just comment help below and we will exercise program for free so you can start your home practice. And if you would like to get it now, there's actually a link in the description below to download it right now. Now, if you've been practicing these exercises for a few weeks and your symptoms are still not getting better, or even worse, are worsening, make sure you consult with a pelvic floor physiotherapist to get more guidance. And if you experience any pain during or after the exercises, stop them and get assessed by a professional. I hope this was helpful, and thanks for watching.